Hi, morning, morning, morning. Morning, happy Monday morning, happy motivational morning. I hope everybody's in good spirits today. Good morning, everyone. Let me just wait on a few people to jump on board before I start. I wanted to talk to you today about some things you need to do to get unstuck in business. um yeah, I know my connection is weak as usual. In a few weeks that will be rectified. I promise. But I wanted to just talk to you all today about morning, Carla. Morning. About some reasons you are stuck and some things you can do to become unstuck as an entrepreneur. Let's just wait a few minutes for a few more people to come on. I said to you last week, Wednesday, that I'll be doing a lot more live streaming. And that is because I realized that, through live streaming, a lot of people are contacting me, and I wanted to find a way to be able to connect with more people on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, actually. So I'll be doing a lot more live streaming. So look out for me. I will be sharing a lot of nuggets, and I'll be telling you a little bit about more about what I do and how I can help you, just grow your business, get more clients, and thanks, Carla, for the hearts. Get more clients and, scale up your business to where you want it to be. So, for those of you who are joining us here for the first time, my name is Adana Austin, and I am a business coach and consultant. I know last week some people said that the volume was really low, so I'm trying to make sure that my volume is as high as possible. Carla, can you tell me if you're hearing me clearly enough? If it's loud enough, or if it's still very low before I start? Nice. Good. So you're hearing me. Awesome. Right. So as I was saying, for those of you who are joining for the first time, my name is Adana Austin. I'm a business coach and a consultant, and I work one-on-one with entrepreneurs to develop goals for their business, to get very clear on what they want their business to look like and to feel like, and to help them become very clear about who they're serving. So we help them find ideal clients and how to reach out to them, and then we work together to develop strategies. Great, it's very clear now. Then we work together to develop strategies to grow your business. And when I say grow your business, I mean get more clients into your door, get more clients buying your products and your services, and increase your revenue so that you make a certain amount of money every single weekday and month, right? So that's what it's really all about. That's how I work with you as a business coach. Hi, Nicola. Right, that's how I work with you as a business coach and consultant, right? If you have any questions as I go along, you could feel free to post your questions at the bottom. Today I made a few notes because I realized sometimes that when I finish a live stream, I was like, oh shucks, I forgot to share this, I forgot to say this to them, and that kind of thing. So I made a few notes so that I could keep on track and remember to tell you all the great things I wanted to tell you. Yes, you're ready to start? Yeah. Right. So today I wanted to talk to you about 4 reasons you're stuck and ways to move forward. Yes, connection's a little weak today. It's great. It's clear on your side, Carla. Great. So, right, 4 reasons you're stuck and ways to move forward. Right. So one of the biggest reasons that you're stuck in business, your business is not growing, people not coming to you, you're not making the revenue that you want, is because of yourself. I know I've said this over and over, but if you don't believe in yourself, you don't believe in your product or your service, then nobody's going to believe it, right? You have to believe in it. And a lot of times we get sidetracked because we have so much negative self-talk going on in our heads. We say negative things ourselves. We think negative things. And then we expect miracles. We expect people to come and run to us and buy our products and services while we're saying all these negative things. And, the truth of the matter is, it just won't work. Without the proper mindset and without the proper belief in yourself, your business is not going to survive. And one of the tasks that I give a lot of my clients is to write down all the negative things that you say to yourself in your head, because you know what they are. Write them down, and then on that same piece of paper, thanks for the love, Carla, on that same piece of paper, write the opposite of it, which is the positive self-talk, which are the things that you need to be saying to yourself every single day. So, for example, one of your negative self-talks could be that, I just don't know enough. Your positive self-talk would be, I know exactly what I need to know for my business to be a success. Another example is, I don't have enough money to do what I want to do in my business. And your positive talk is, I have money in my account to do what I need to do right now, or the money is coming to me for me to do what I need to do. A lot of this is your self-esteem. Our self-esteem is so low. And I mean, you're not supposed to be arrogant in business, but you have to believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in you, then you can't expect anybody to believe in you or your product or your service. You have to have such a strong mental willpower and belief that when you talk about your business, when somebody listens to you, somebody sees you, they see something that you post, they see you put up something for sale, they believe that you are the only person that can help them. And yeah, you have to reread the ones that you did in the beginning of the session, Nick, because the thing is, you have to get that negativity out of your head. You have to think positively, you have to speak positively, and you have to move in positivity, right? I mean, I know a lot of it is a lot of woo-hoo and all kind, you know what I mean? But you really have to do that, because you could implement strategies. You could write a best business plan. You could write a best marketing plan. But when it's time to implement, you will feel stuck. You wouldn't know, and say affirmations. You wouldn't know where to move, because at the end of the day, you yourself don't even believe that what you just wrote down can be done, right? And you let fear and all these different negative things keep you back from being a success. And now, fear is a normal thing. But the difference in people who are successful and the ones who are not successful is that the ones who are successful, they use that fear to propel them forward. They do not let the fear, hold them back. They do not use the fear as an excuse or a crutch not to do what they know needs to be done. Right? So that's one of the first things. The second reason you feel stuck is because you're waiting on everything to be perfect. There is no reason that it has to be perfect. The first email you send doesn't have to be perfect. The first video you post doesn't have to be perfect. The first post that you put out doesn't have to be perfect. Your website does not have to be perfect. It just does not have to be perfect. It just has to be done. Think about it this way. How many of you, raise your hand, send me a love, send me some hearts. How many of you have apps on your phone? I'm sure most of you have apps on your phone. Send me a thumbs up if you have apps on your phone and if you use those apps every single day. Yeah, you have apps on your phone. But guess what? 90% of those apps were launched when they were not done. They were launched in beta mode. What does beta mode mean? Beta mode means that they were willing to put it out when it was not perfect so that they can get feedback and then tweak it to be perfect. And that's what we have to do as entrepreneurs, because as entrepreneurs, we are continuously in working mode. We're continuously learning. We're continuously tweaking our products and our service lines. We are continuously looking for ways to make the client's experience even better, right? And one of the ways you do that is just to release whatever it is you have that you're working on. Don't wait for it to be perfect, because it would never ever be perfect. Send it out. Perfection stands for poison. The P in perfection stands for poison. Exactly. Don't wait for it to be perfect. Just do what you have to do. Send it out in beta mode. Get feedback, because you know what? A lot of times what you think your client needs It's not what they want. So sending it out and getting feedback, whether positive or negative, is a great way for you to ensure that what you are putting together and what you are sending out there actually answers or their challenges, answers your clients' challenges, and it helps you to serve them even better. And that's why you can't wait for things to be perfect. You just need to do what you need to do, right? The third reason that you're stuck is because your goals are too broad. We keep hearing and we keep talking about setting goals. You know that setting a goal, a daily goal, a weekly goal, a monthly goal, even a 6-month goal is important. But sometimes we have our goals are just too broad. You know, you need to simplify your goals. You need to make it, not just simplify it, but you need to make your goals specific. So if you have a goal for the next 30 days, your goal could be, I need to make $10,000, right? So yeah, you need to make $10,000. You can make $10,000 in one day of sales, but you need to be a little more specific. You need to make $10,000, which means you need to bring in a certain amount of money every day to make $10,000. How do you bring in that certain amount of money every single day? How many people, hi Patrice, how many people do you need to serve every single day in order to make that $10,000? How many hours of a day do you need to work in order to make that $10,000? You know, so get very specific about your goal. You want to promote your ebook. How are you going to promote your ebook? Every single day, what is your plan to promote the ebook? And by promotion, what do you want at the end of the day? Do you want 10 people to buy it, 20 people to buy it, 100 people to buy it? How much money do you want to make? You need to break down your goal into specific tasks. You need to be that specific so that it becomes a reality. Because when you make a goal, let's say you make a 6-month goal and you say in 6 months, I need to have $50,000 or $100,000. That's a big figure. You need to then watch that goal and say, okay, what do I need to do to make this goal a reality? So break it down, make it specific, make it measurable. You already know you have a specific time by when you want it done, but make it very specific and make sure it's realistic, right? Because if you're making $2,000 now and you want to jump to $10,000, that may not be realistic for you given your resources and your time and those kind of things. So make sure it's realistic as well, but make sure it is something that you can do, and you have to get into action in order to make it happen. Right? You can't just make a goal and walk away. Write it on paper, stick it up on your wall, stick it up on your whiteboard, and then you walk away from it. That's just not how it's going to work. So you get specific on your goal and then you get into action. Yeah? Right. And then the final reason you're stuck is because at the end of the day, you're not asking for the sale. You need to ask for the sale. And by that I don't mean like just posting up in Facebook groups or on Twitter or Instagram, or every single person that you meet, you need to be like, hey, come into my store and buy my stuff. Come in. And I'm not saying that. But after you share a lot of valuable information, after you show people how your product or service can help them, how your product or service can make their life better, how your product or service could make their just ease up their challenge or their tensions or whatever, then yeah, Carla, you make your goals realistic, specific, and actionable. Exactly. So after you have shared a nugget, after you have shown people that you could provide value to their lives and that you could solve their problems, then you ask them for the sale. Say, hey, okay, I've shared this with you, or you've gotten this information from me, whatever. Buy from me now. You know what I mean? At some point in time, you have to ask for the sale. You can't hide behind your computer. You can't hide behind people. You need to ask for the sale. I have this workshop going on. I have this ebook for sale that is going to help you more after we've spoken about X, Y. And now if you buy the ebook, you're going to get Z solved as well. So you're going to get X, Y, and Z. You have to ask for the sale at some point in time. We're too afraid to sell. You need to sell. That's how you're going to make the money. You need to sell. You need to get off. Don't be a sleazy salesperson and every time somebody talks to you, talk about your sale. But at some point in time, you need to sell what you're doing, what your product or your service, in order for you to make the money that you want to make. So your call to actions could be, call me for more information, sign up to my book, just you need to sell your product. And those are the 4 ways I wanted to talk to you about why you're stuck and the things that you need to do to move forward. So the first one, as I said, was to get rid of the negative self-talk. After the sale, get rid of the negative self-talk. Just get it out of your head, flush it out of your head, write it down, and then write the opposite of it. Write the opposite positive thing of your negative self-talk. The second thing is stop waiting for things to be perfect. Just put it out there. You know what I mean? Beta test it. Just like how Nokia and Apple and Samsung, all these people put out stuff in beta form for you to test it out, for you to give them feedback so that they can make it better for you. Put it out there. Stop waiting for things to be perfect. Thirdly, make your goals specific. They must be realistic, specific, and actionable according to color. You need to make your goals more specific. A broad goal gets you nowhere. Get your goals as specific as possible so that you can put together some action steps to make your goal a reality. And fourthly, you have to ask for the sale. You need to let people know what you are selling, right? You need to ask for the sale. That's the only way you're going to make money. So go out there and do what you need to do. And I mean, I'm so glad to share this information with you, because I'm using these live streams to share as much information with you based on the feedback that I'm getting, the questions that I get, the private messages that I get after these live streams, the phone calls that I get after these live streams. I know a lot of you want help and you need help, and that's what I'm here for as a business coach. I'm here to help you and to guide you to make sure that you are growing your business the way that you want it to grow and at the speed at which you want it to grow. I am here to help, right? And a lot of you, I know, is still not too sure what business coaching is. Coaching really is just conversations. Yes, Patty, when the sale comes, be willing to go the extra mile. Things don't always fit your vision exactly. Be open to possibilities and be versatile. Exactly. But you have to ask for the sale. Be open to get the sale, right? As I was saying, coaching is really a one-on-one conversation. We have conversations every week. We talk about your goals, we talk about your plans, and we develop strategies so that you know how to close your sale. You know how to launch things that are not perfect. Just get out there and get feedback. Just put yourself out there. We talk about how to get yourself more visible, so more people know about your products and your services, so that you become the hunted and not the hunter. And by that I mean, you put out so much information and you put yourself out there that people know you, that people will start to come to you, and you will stop having to chase clients. People will just automatically come to you because they know that your product or service is so awesome, right? But it takes work, and you have to be willing to do the work. So as your business coach and consultant, that's what I would help. That's generally what I would be helping you with. Right now, for the month of July, I have a 90-minute intensive coaching program that I'm launching this week. And in that, you just get one phone call with me for 90 minutes. The cost of it is only $800. The value of it is actually $1,200, but I'm putting it out for $800 only for a short period of time. And I could only work with about 6 people, I would say, because of my schedule and time. But in that 90 minutes, we go through what you're doing right now, what is not working and what is working. We become very clear on your goals. We set out some very realistic and measurable, actionable goals. We break the goals into tasks. And I help you identify your ideal clients, and we develop strategies in order for you to grow your business and move your business forward. Yes, we can do all of that in 90 minutes. It's very targeted, it's very focused, but it can be done. It's only $800. You can send me a private message. You can email me at adana@mkgdynamics.com. so that you can get more information and we can start the ball rolling. Right, so there it is. I asked for my sale, the 90-minute intensive. It's only going to be here for a short period of time because I could only work with a certain amount of people. But